Heather is here with us. This is your Coach Borino. Official welcome. Welcome to another edition of Live Borino Live Q&A. Welcome. My name is Borino. I'm your coach. I've been involved in real estate and coaching, and first as an agent, now as a coach and author and a speaker for about 700 years. Too long, way too long. I still remember when MLS was nothing but a one thick book. That's how old my experience is. That's how way back I go. It's good to have you. We do this all the time now. It seems like almost every day, right? We do these live coaching sessions where we talk about how to get leads, how to get more appointments, how to get more listings, how to help people, and more importantly, I keep a reminder here on my desk and I show it to you once in a while. This is $8,620. Some make way more than this. Of course, this is just one commission here in my area, and some don't. And the reason I'm glad you're here today, because I want to show you that you can make a lot of these. Plenty of money out there, plenty of commissions. The market is good. People are moving. Homes are selling. You just need to know a few things and you just need to do a few things. That's the secret. So we're here to help you. Now, of course, post some questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Beverage at hand. And we are ready to go. So what do you say? I want to give you a best question, one of the best qualifying questions you can ask your prospects. Before somebody's ready to make a decision, or you're in the process of qualifying, talking to them, potential seller. This could be an open house. This could be a qualifying question you have during your follow-up. First meeting of FSBO expired, doesn't matter. Motivated lead, seller lead. I'll give you a question that will reveal a lot about their true intentions. It will tell you the intensity of their motivation, the desire to move. It will tell you what is it that they really want. And a lot of it will be revealed not just in the words, but also in their behavior. So I'll teach you today. A little secret from the upcoming Presentation Plus 2.0. If you're coming to DC, I have an invitation for you. If you're still considering, and if you're still on the fence, a couple more seats left. GoBorino.com/live. See, I have a question that I ask my students. When was the last time you recorded your listing presentation? When was the last time you recorded how you present, how you come across? When was the last time you paid real attention to how you behave in front of your prospects? How you deliver certain questions, how you present your CMA. How is your CMA? When was the last time you saw yourself on video doing it live? Now, if you're like me, probably never, right? Your life is already crazy busy. You have 7,000 things to do every single day, from social media to qualifying, to prospecting, to following up, to even having life, family, kids maybe, a spouse. So there's not a whole lot of time for that. The problem is, if your listing presentation is not rock solid, you're going to leave a lot of that on the table. You're losing a lot of money. You're losing a lot of opportunities. And not just in one commission for one listing, but it can snowball. They can buy something else. You can double end that transaction. You can get referrals. That's why I'm teaching that class. Right here in DC, come join us. I promise you it will be the best investment of your time and money you will make this year. That will make a huge impact on your business. And I just don't promise it. I guarantee it. We give it to you in writing. That's how concerned I am about agents losing business, and that's how confident I am this class will make all the difference in the way you communicate, how confident you are, how your prospects perceive you, how your clients perceive you. Are you a high status agent? I'm going to show you a comment today that has everything to do with control, high status, and confidence. And I'll show you, you may be encountering these without even knowing it, losing tons of business. Because friends, 5 million, over 5 million homes sold this year. You got to get a big chunk of that. It's out there. Do you have the right tools? Do you have the right skills? That's what it's going to come down to. Tools, skills, execution. And then mindset, of course. All right. So we're going to have a fun day. Hey, Cherie, welcome. Good to have you guys. Mr. Joshua Vargas, the sharpest dressed man west of Mississippi. Lovely to have you, everybody. Sharon saying hello. Myra's just joining us. Good to have you. Joanna's with us. Mr. Jim, always good to see you, my good sir. Lovely to have Mr. Jim Steele with us. Mr. Jim is Rockstar Real Estate Agent down in Tampa. Good to have you. Karen checking in. Sean. All the rock stars are here. I think it's time to start. All right. So we're going to start with this one. Mr. Josh would like to know, hi, rock stars. What time during the week have you had the most luck catching expireds at home? A couple things I'm going to give you, Josh. Excellent question, by the way. If you consistently prospect expired listings, few things are obvious. One, they can be a phenomenal source of listings. If you need listings right now, boy, this spring market, that's why the training session on how to get expireds is a perfect timing for you. Because those people sitting dormant from October, November, December, January saying, oh, call us after the holidays, call us later in the spring, are ready now. They're ready now. Check your MLS. There's probably a spike. The intensity and the volume of expireds may be going up. That means tons of opportunities for you to pick up listings, people who need your help. Second thing is, notice how the impact of the phone, the number of people you reach at home on the phone, is slowly going down. I've been talking about it. There used to be 70, 80% of the people. When I started working expireds in 1744, everybody picked up their phone. I could get on the phone almost every single person. Shit, we used to have seller's name and phone number right in the MLS to set up an appointment to show the property. And when the property expired, most agents would not take it out. We would just call right there. It was easy. Things have become a little more complicated, right? Now you need Espresso agent, you need Landvoice, you need RedX, you need Vulcan, just to get the phone number. But the problem is, even with the right phone numbers, most people don't answer the phones anymore, especially if you're a stranger, that's where we are at the beginning, right? So the second alternative is deploy all the other channels. That's what I teach you. That's what the Expired Plus is all about. That's why I teach you on the path is, what do you do with people who don't answer the phone? Most agents give up. That's the good news for you. Most agents don't go past that. They don't have other systems. They don't have alternative approaches. They don't know how to open all the other channels. But here's an interesting thing. Out of all the expired listings, even those who either you will never reach on the phone or they don't have a phone number listed anywhere, they end up listing. And very often with a different agent. How is that possible? Smart agents, and very often my students, after all, I've been called the expired guru, humbly admitting. Expired guru says use other channels. Email them if you can. Service like Espresso will be able to provide sometimes the seller's email. If you want to try Espresso, just use our affiliate code Borino. We are affiliated with Espresso. If you use Borino, you're going to get a $29 trial for 30 days. So email them, text them if you can, send them something in the mail, deliver the expired package that comes with the Expired Plus, go visit them. These are the options. Because if you don't reach out to that seller, your chances of getting their listings are exactly zero. No brainer, right? But if you try emailing, texting, visiting, mailing, like we talked about on our session, you have a better chance. You have a chance. It's not guaranteed, but you have a chance. So now, to answer Josh's question, what is the best time to visit expireds? This will vary slightly, and it has to do with the type of socioeconomic neighborhood structure. Are these two people working, husband and wife usually, working class neighborhood? Is it upscale neighborhood? It all depends, and that will impact who's going to be home when. Nothing works 100%. You know what I mean? Even under ideal circumstances, you will not reach everybody home. But I'm here to tell you, visiting sellers, both FSBOs and expireds, in person is still by far the most impactful and the fastest way to convert them into clients. And it has to do not as much with marketing or selling. Some of it is involved. But it has to do with our neurobiology, the way we're wired. The way human beings are wired, we are wired for communication. And we are wired for face-to-face communication. You notice that you meet somebody in person at a party, and then you run into them months later. You may not remember their name, but you will remember their face. We're visual creatures. And there's a lot of communication going on that's nonverbal, not just the words you say, but also eye contact, body language. All these things impact how we communicate. And if you have a chance visiting the seller in person, I can't tell you how many times I listed expired listings where I had the face-to-face conversation, set up follow-up, set an appointment, way before the wave of mail and all the other stuff even reached the seller. Why? Because I made good first impression, built trust and connection quickly, set up an appointment with the seller, and got the listing. Because I was there in person. So with that said, experiment. I'm going to give you windows that worked for me, okay? Try it, keep track for maybe a week to 10 days, see what kind of success you're going to have, and then adjust and test. This is what worked for me. Early in the morning, 8 to 11 a.m. on a work day was a good window for me. I tried, if I haven't reached him, I would go back between 6 and 7 p.m. in the evening. Usually people are home after work. I would have a little conversation with them. This is the weekday. On the weekend, it would be 8 to 12 p.m., so 8 a.m., maybe 9 a.m., if you're like me, want to sleep in a little on Saturday. So maybe 9 a.m., to 12 p.m. on Saturday morning. And then 4 to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Sunday, late afternoon. Those were my best windows. This is where I would reach most of the people. Knock on the door, smile, bring your expired package with you, have a 5-minute conversation with them, chat a little, ask them a few questions, see if you can help them, qualify them. And I'll give you that magic question in just a moment that you should incorporate in all those conversations. So those are the best windows. Now, majority of your competition will never go and visit a FSBO or even expired listing in person. They just won't do it. Either they don't have the cojones, or they don't have the approach, they don't know what to say, or they're simply timid, afraid, or they just don't know it works really well. Friends, it works excellent. Rockstars, trust me on this. If you can only visit 2 expireds a day, if you can have only 2 conversations a day, do the math with me. That's 10 a week. You work 5 days a week, 10 conversations. That's 40 conversations a month. That means in the next 6 months, you can have 240 conversations. Imagine the potential there. Out of 240, and it's only 2 a day, 40 a month. 240 conversations. So let's just say only half of those are really good leads worth working. That's 120 potential leads in the next 6 months. And let's be totally conservative. Now, my numbers would be different. Your numbers are different. But out of those 120 potential leads, what if I converted, I don't know, let's be conservative, 10%. That's still 12 good listings. That in my area is worth 100 grand. $100,000 just by 2 conversations a day. That's pretty damn good if you ask me. Now, you need my system. If you want to do this on a scale and you want to get better results quickly, get it, come do the path with me, or just order the Expired Plus. It's expiredplus.com. But remember, you visit them. Now, here's the secret. I go there in the morning, knock on the door, nobody's there. I'm going to leave my expired package. Now, what do most agents do? Head back to the office, maybe try calling again, maybe send some lame postcard and be done, right? That's majority of what other agents do. Here's what Rockstars do. Here's what I used to do. If I don't reach them here, I try again. If I don't reach them here, I try again. I would try 3 times. 3 times. Because I'm going to give you a word that can make all the difference between very little bit of this and a stack of these. And that word, my friends, may be worth writing on the board in red, is this. Persistence. Persistence. And I don't know if I even spelled it right. Persistence. You got to be persistent. You got to be persistent in going after these good leads. You got to be persistent in your follow-up. You got to be persistent because here's the thing. You may reach them in person, you may have a nice conversation, and they may still tell you no. Or we're going to go to our old age, and we're going to do all kinds of stuff. What they say and what they do are very often 2 very different things. And your persistence can pay off. Is that helpful? Yes. Do you know what to do now? Of course you do. All right. So let's see what we got. Oh, Shannon, that's really good. I visited just 2 expireds. I listed 1 of them. That's fabulous ROI. And you can do this, Shannon. Now, will it always work this fabulously? Probably not. But statistically, if you know how to have a decent conversation with people, obviously, if you had 2 and you 1 listed with you, you know what you're doing. Right? So if you know how to do that, can you scale that now? Can you repeat this over and over and over? Even if it's not 50% success rate like yours, which is phenomenal, what if it's 20%? Would that still be pretty good? I'd say. Is it possible? It's possible. It'll require some systems, good communication, good follow-up. That's always key there. But it's doable. That's fantastic. Congratulations, Shannon, by the way. Well done. I love that. Mr. Christopher, what's going on, my man? Past student, rockstar agent. Do you know how you recommend offering an open house to for sale by owner? Do you think it would be a position it would work for an expired? Yes, it would. You can offer an open house to an expired. There are several conditions under that, Chris. It's a good question. You can offer an open house to an expired where you feel like they are motivated, they have a core drive and emotion, they will do something sooner or later, but they're on the fence. And that's usually because very often they get burned by the previous agent. The experience was really bad. The agent didn't do anything for them. They're disappointed and frustrated. If you have a certain level of connection, if you already have a good relationship established with them, and you feel like that little thing can get them off the fence, then offer it. Yes, it is a good strategy. You need to be very careful to make sure your open house will work, because what they're observing is how competent you are. So that means make sure you pick a house where you know you're going to get good traffic, and also explain to the seller, look, I'm not here to guarantee or promise you we're going to sell the house through the open house. Sometimes it works, many times it doesn't. It just depends. My job is to bring traffic, bring people in. Whether they're going to end up buying your house or not is out of my control. I'm sure you understand. That's one. And two, of course, protect yourself legally. I'm not here to give you a legal question. That's what Rockstars or myself or anyone here is for. Chat with your broker what needs to be in writing, how to structure it, and explain to the seller their obligations and legal, all that legal stuff. Make sense? But as a marketing strategy, it should be in your toolbox with the right seller and the right property and the right time. All right. Mr. Todd saying hello to everybody. Good to see you. Yes, Meyer says nobody answers the phone. You will see, at least my experience, a lot of the stats that I get from you guys, it's about 10%. That means out of the 10 numbers you dial, about 1% answers. About one person. That's 10%. That's very consistent. And it's not going to get any better anytime soon. On the contrary, there are apps. I tested it. I was just curious how it works. There are apps now that actively block numbers that are suspected to be calls with commercial intent, which a real estate agent trying to solicit a listing is a commercial intent. So you may be actively blocked. It's possible. And it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. That's why your communication is so vitally important. That's why you being excellent in all these other channels, especially the face-to-face. And I know many people don't like it. I understand the resistance there, but there are dollars there, friends. There are dollars there. So just be aware. Don't insist doing something that doesn't work. Isn't that the definition of being crazy, insanity, right? Karen, happy Tuesday to you as well. Richard, good morning to you as well. Rockstars are here. I'm here to answer your question, answer your comments, all of that. All right, Jason has a question. Question for Jedi Borino. Yes, sir. I was going to call my database of people who bought from me about 3 to 5 years ago to see if they would be interested in selling due to the market being so hot. Should I simply ask if they are interested, or do you have a good dialogue for this that doesn't sound aggressive? Excellent question, Jason. I think what you're really asking is how do you reconnect with your database, which is a crime. It is a crime if you have a list of past clients, even if it's small, and you don't keep in touch with them. It is a crime for you not to keep in touch with them. Here is why. You know me. I don't blow smoke up your ass. I don't bullshit you. A lot of what I teach you is based on either my experience or data, or very often both, right? So one data that you need to be aware of is this number, my friends. You want to go green? Let's go green. Money. It's this number right here. 12%. Can you guys see it? It's 12%. 12%. That is the number of us who will move in the next 12 months. 12%. According to the United States Census Bureau, on average, about 12% of the population in the United States moves. 12%. So do the math. Let's say you have, I don't know, 200 people in your sphere of influence. Okay, friends, neighbors, past clients, 200. 12%, that's what, 22 about? 22 potential moves. Just out of 200. But here's where it gets interesting. Those 200 know another 200. Now, there may be some overlap, sure. But that's, what, thousands. I'm not even going to guesstimate the number. Thousands of people. And hundreds of potential moves that you're sitting on. A lot of these people want a good, competent agent. And I know you, Jason. I know you personally. You are a competent agent. You're a good guy. You take good care of your clients. You do well. You are a high-status agent, expert, who will take good care of your clients. I would have no qualms referring my friends or somebody who I know wants to move to you if they come your way. So you're seeing a lot of business. There's a lot of opportunity in your sphere. There's a lot of, especially with past clients. So now, what do you do? If you drop the ball, many do. I mean, I understand. The business is crazy. Things are busy. There's only so much time in the day. But you're neglecting, and see, this is a really good visual aid, don't you think? I went to my bank. They kind of look at me funny. Not many people take out almost $9 grand in cash. Doesn't happen very often, I guess. At least not in a little branch. We bank not far from here. So that was funny, but you're leaving this on the table, my friend. So now what do we do? How do we fix it? Few rules. And these are communication rules. A lot of them we'll be working on when you be here in DC. Jason, you should come to DC. I think you would really benefit from that class. If you haven't taken the presentation live, I think you specifically would really crank things up on that. So let me give it to you. 1, keep it simple. 2, keep it conversational. 3, keep it non-salesy. 4, keep it personal. Those are the 4 rules. Personal, non-salesy, conversational, simple. Because just like you guys and me, everybody, we don't like to be sold. We don't want to be pressured. We don't want to be called just to see if I can draw up some business out of that call. Nobody wants that. So avoid any phrases like, who do you know that wants to buy or sell real estate? That turns a pleasant conversation into a pitch, into a sales, into needy, I need something from you. I want something. I need money. I need transactions. You understand what I'm saying? Now flip it around. People you know, whether it's your past clients who may be interested in moving, especially in that window, 3 to 5 years, some of them are considering it. Story. A student who came to me, what, about 4 or 5 years ago? Mike Putnam. He came to that workshop, by the way. For those of you who were here in DC, Mike was one of the people there. Good agent, very successful agent here locally in Virginia. We had dinner, we hang out. He came to me for one-on-one coaching. Normally I don't do it, but because he was a friend and I wanted to help him, we set up a plan and I worked with him for a few weeks. When he came, he did about $640,000 in commissions. Successful agent, doing really well. He's a great agent, very, very good agent. We tweaked some systems. You know, one of the first things we implemented is contacting his past clients. It was missing in his approach. It was missing in his system. We put it in place. Now, I don't want to take credit for the increase in his income and his success because he's done other things and he's just great to begin with. But this alone, we did a study and I made his assistant go through his database. We discovered about $240,000 in lost commissions, people who had not called Mike back and either sold or bought or both through another agent because he didn't follow up. $250,000 left on the table. So we fixed that. Mike last year did over $1 million, 1.1, I think, $1 million in commissions. So he's doing well. And this is one of the big things they do now is communicate with past clients. So here's how. I would get on the phone and I would call my past client, Jason, and I would say, Jason, hey, it's Borino with ABC Real Estate. Dude, I'm calling to apologize. I'm so sorry. I totally dropped the ball. Pause. Let it sink in. They're like, what happened? And I would say, dude, things just got so busy. I got so carried away, you know, personal life. We got the kid, I got married, whatever happened in your life, share a little bit personal stuff. Start with personal. Remember, you want to keep it personal. And you're saying the business is crazy. I mean, things are moving like you won't believe. The market is super hot and we just got super swamped and super busy. So I'm calling to apologize. I wanted to reconnect. I want to make sure you guys are doing okay. How is Karen? How is your wife? How are the kids? What's going on with you guys? Short, simple conversation. Notice I'm not starting or even ending with, well, who do you know who needs an agent? I need some money. I ask personal questions. I connect on a personal level. And most of the time you'll notice people will be warm, will be very responsive because there's no threat, there's no pressure. Now, of course, they need to know who you are, what you do, how to get in touch with you, and that you can be trusted. You provide that. Hey, this is my number, just in case you lost it. I know it's easy, it's crazy. We went through 3 phones in the last 2 years. So I want to make sure you have my number. If there's anything I can do, keyword here, to help, please let me know. Anything you need. And don't be surprised if you're going to hear like, well, you know what? My sister is thinking about selling her condo. Or we were just kind of tossing the idea around, what are the homes going for in the area? Bingo. Follow up with a card. You want to get fancy? Do the send out cards. Send them little brownies or something nice like that. Keep in touch. That's it. But that's just first step. So first step is a call. Give them a quick call. Excuse me. Second step, if you don't reach them, text them. Third step is mail them. because you won't reach everybody with the call. You won't reach everybody with the call, with the text. Send them a little note in the mail. Same message. Make it conversational, simple, non-salesy. And just keep calling, keep calling, keep in touch. Now, going forward, Jason and everybody else, you guys, your sphere, whatever your goal is this year, your sphere can be 50% of your business. So if your goal is, let's say, 30 transactions this year, 15 can be a result of a referral if you have a system. Keyword, system. Now, that doesn't mean you go Amway on them. Have you ever had somebody join Amway and then go bonkers on it? I had a friend, Robert. We were good friends, hanging out. He was a real estate agent. I was a real estate agent. We're young dudes, you know. I was driving around in my Mercedes. We were doing all kinds of fun stuff. Single guys, you know, going to bars and clubs and doing all that stuff. And then he met this girl, as we do, right? And things changed. Suddenly, he was Mr. Homebody, and we kind of lost touch. He went to another office. I went to Remax. We lost contact. And a few months later, about 8 months later or so, I get a call from him. Hey, how have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. I was like, oh, cool. He says, oh, come on to my house. We're going to have dinner. Great. Lovely to see you. It's been a while. I get to his house, and there's a whole bunch of cars there. I'm like, this is kind of odd. I thought it was just going to be us having dinner. Turned out to be an Amway presentation. He joined, his now wife joined Amway, and he got recruited. He wanted to recruit me. I'm like, fuck you, dude. That was so lame. I got so pissed. We lost touch. That was it. So don't go Amway on your people. There's an important lesson in that story. Be cool to your people. Because they want your help. They want advice. They need a good, reputable, reliable person. Whether it's for them or somebody they know. People want to help. That's not the problem. People just don't want to be pushed or sold or manipulated. So if you can do that, you're going to win. Helpful, Jason? Yes? All right. So Jedi Borino has an answer. How you do it. All right. Now, Shannon has a good comment. I keep in touch with them personal, commenting on their Facebook. That's important. And Jason, do the same. Keep in touch with your sphere on social. That's why it's so important to keep your feed fresh daily on Instagram, and I know you do that, and on Facebook. Good way to reconnect here, and I will add it there. That's a very good point, Shannon. Thanks for bringing it up, is social. Where you like their post, you comment on their post. Be friends with everybody. Everybody. Because everybody is a potential client or they know somebody. So use that. You send out cards. It's a great system, or any cards. Sending a card, you know, birthday card, congratulations card, thank you card, I'm sorry card, condolences card. All of that is fantastic. Margaret Gail Zintek, man, she's a rock star, extraordinaire. I get these cards all the time from her. See? She's really good at it, nurturing the connections. So do that. Because it's an opportunity to help people, being cool, no need to be pushy or anything. You're doing it with people who already know you. There already is a relationship and trust built in. It just requires repetition and a system. But using these channels will definitely help you. Okay? Jason, thumbs up. All right, my man. Good. Glad it was helpful. Okay, let's see if we have anything else here. Pamela says, hi, Borino. Headed to closing for a FSBO I converted. Well done, Pamela. Love that. Josh says, thanks, Borino. I'm ready to kick ass. I know I can do it if I can just get in front of these people. Absolutely. Jim is here. Good. All right, guys. So I promised you a special question I want you to incorporate in your communication with your prospects. I am a big believer that if you qualify well, if you ask the right questions during the initial conversation, where you're setting up the first impression, and during your follow-up, several things will happen. One, your positioning will change. That means you're no longer positioned as every other agent, as every other needy salesperson gunning for a listing. You're positioned as an advisor who is genuinely interested in them. Because, friends, I have news for you. They don't give a shit about you. Sad news, right? Are you surprised? No, of course not. They don't really care. They don't really care. What do they care about? Getting the sucker sold, getting as much money possible, moving somewhere else, be happy. You just happen to be that person who can help them make that possible. But it's not about you. So it's good news. Make it about them. So asking the right questions, focusing on them, will elevate your status, change your positioning, Bring clarity so you understand. This is what they're trying to do. Here's how soon they need to move. They want to be close to their daughter in Colorado. They already own a house there where they spend half a year there. So this house has become a burden for them. They want to get out. So you understand. They set about 3 months to make this happen. Their price expectations are slightly on the higher side, but reasonable. It's great to know that because now you can position what is the best solution for them. How should we go about this? What is the best solution for the client, for the prospect, for the seller? Now here's the second advantage to this. The second advantage, other than the positioning, you being clear, they get clear. They get really clear what is it that they're trying to do, why it matters to them, how realistic they are, how important it is. I'm going to give you a secret. There are only 2 reasons people move. Only 2 reasons, 2 real drivers. Yes, there are core driving emotions, and those are the triggers that trigger the decision for them to get the sucker sold. But what is underneath it, the true simple answer, and yet so complicated, is the pain or pleasure driver, sometimes a combination. And you asking the right question will be able to decipher what is so painful that's pushing them out to go through this whole thing of listing, cleaning, repairs, packing, and moving. And what is pushing them out? This is a push force. It's a negative push force. It's avoiding pain, form of pain. What can be a form of pain? Lack of space, being cramped, shitty neighborhood, and many others. What can be a pleasure drive? This is a pull force. What's pulling them? Love, family, connection, prestige. Status is huge with people. Opulence. That's why we have an area not far from here called McLean, Vienna in Virginia. Holy mother of God. Hannah is staging a 11,000 square foot house. Who the fuck needs 11,000 square feet? Tell me, what do you have, an orphanage running there? Seriously. 11,000 square foot house. It's a mansion. It's a big fucking thing. Next week, she's staging a house that's 40,000 square feet. New construction. It's crazy. So what is the pleasure? It could be status, peace of mind, love, happiness. That's really the driver. So you asking the right questions will be able to determine what are they trying to avoid and get away from, and what are they driving towards. And their clarity and your clarity combined will make you the rock star making it possible, and will make them a motivated, awesome prospect. So now for the question. Here it is. You have a conversation, you ask, this is what matters, this is what, blah, 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 blah. Going through the qualifying questions. The Core Influence program that's on month 2 of the path has a whole stack of them. It looks like this. And we're going to work with those, by the way, here in DC as well. So there's a whole bunch. But you ask a few key strategic questions. And here's the one that matters. I mean, they all matter, but this one is the magic question. It's called reverse. Because most agents ask, well, how soon would you like to move and where do you want to go? And those are good questions. But here's where you do a reverse. When you sense there may be a barrier, something that's holding them back. They want to go. They have something pulling them. They have something pushing them that makes this current living situation uncomfortable. But there is a barrier in the way. There is something in the way. And with expireds, it's often the other agent was an asshole or incompetent. They didn't communicate well, something happened. It could be their neighbor, it could be their parents, it could be all kinds of influencers, or just fear of letting go, fear of the unknown. That's a big one. And they may not be aware of it consciously, but subconsciously it's holding them back. That's why you sometimes get those brushes and stalls and that people procrastinate. Because to a lot of people, especially if they've been in the house for 20 years, there's a lot of attachment. There's a lot of emotional bonds. But you, as not just a rock star real estate agent, but a master psychologist, master analyst, not only you must be aware what it is, how intense it is, but how is it even possible to break through this barrier? Because with it in place, they're going to be stuck. And you're going to get like, well, call us back in 3 months. Now you may say, well, they're just not motivated. Maybe. So here's the question. During the conversation, I would do a reverse. Here's what I would say. Well, John, Susan, based on what we've talked about, I mean, on some level you do want to move, I get that. But it seems like you really love your house, you really enjoy being here, you like your neighbors. You've made several comments how you enjoyed the improvements you made. Why not just stay here? And I just shut up, look them in the eye, and this is important, guys. Why not just stay here? Reverses. Puts them staying here, experiencing the pain, not getting the pleasure. I'm taking it away. And now, me and you guys, of course, my students, rockstar communicators, will start paying attention to two things. Not as much what they say. The words can be deceiving, especially because they're talking to a salesperson. They use carefully chosen words not to really reveal too much about their motivation and true desire. That's normal. This is normal human behavior. We all do it. It's the, I'm just looking. 15 minutes later, black Amex card is out. But what I pay attention to is their body language and their reaction overall, their energy, their feel. Because they may be able to hide behind words, but it's really, unless they're really skilled like professional poker players, hide the rest. And it is precisely that I'm looking for. Because if there is not a whole lot of shifts, it'll be like, yeah, we can stay, we talked about it, it's fine. And if I don't get a whole lot else, big red flag. And it may also mean this doesn't pull a whole lot, or this doesn't push a whole lot, or there's something else that's really blocks them where they're just like, well, fuck it, we'll just stay. Where on the other hand, if they're like, oh no, we really want to spend the Thanksgiving with our daughter. Now I got something. Reverse it, flip it back. You've had sellers who tell you, well, we did this improvement. Look at our windows. We got brand new double pane windows, baby. We spent $100 on those windows. We use heavy duty nails. And have you seen our 120 watt light bulbs in the hallway? Fuck, this is a mansion. You had sellers like that who think their house is a castle and it's worth $100,000 more than everybody else on the block. Flipping it back brings them to reality and will start revealing their true intentions. Because the verbal communication is just the surface on the top. It is the emotions behind it that will really tell you the truth. Incorporate it, use it. It's very powerful, very powerful. And I'm going to teach you in DC. Are you coming? Come to DC. Here's the information. Oh, that's the boot camp. Here, presentation masterclass, goborino.com/live. I'm going to teach you 27 different strategies and methods, just like this one. You're going to master this thing. You're going to be unstoppable. That is my guarantee, not just a promise. Guarantee to you. You will do more listing presentations and more communication exercises with me in 2 days than you've done probably in months. Not only that, we're going to analyze it on video. I'm going to whip you in shape like nobody's business, and I'm really looking forward to it. We are almost full. If you're considering it, stop considering it. Pull the trigger. Jump on it. It's a great opportunity. I only do it, Jesus, it's been 2 years since I taught this class. We updated all the materials. You're going to get the new Presentation Plus 2.0 from me. I'm going to teach you how to put together a rock-solid CMA that will be above all your competition, easy to present. Where you're going to create a connection between you and the seller. We're in this together. We're on the same team. I'm here to help, and many other things. We're going to work together 2 incredible days. Yeah? So that's in May 20th, 21st, Monday, Tuesday. You can come to DC. It's a good time to visit the city. You'll be just a few miles away from the capital. Come visit, hang out, and spend 2 days really changing who you are. Because you can't really change the market, you can't really change the conditions, but you can change yourself. And agents who change themselves will clean up. So I have 2 wishes. One for you, of course, to come. Would love to work with you. And the other one is for your competition not to know about the class. Because at the end, who's going to get that listing? Who's making all the money? Who's getting paid? The agent who knows how to set up good first impression, who has the right systems in place, and who builds the most trust. Yeah, that's the goal. All right, friends. And with that, I want to say thank you. Did I answer all your questions? Hey, Derek, good to see you. Christopher said, I have you in tears again. Good. Shannon loves the reverse. Excellent. It works really well. Use it. 120 light bulbs. Yeah, you've had sellers like that. True? Cool. Okay, my friends. All the questions answered. Good session today. Go forth and prosper. Help people get listings. Sign up for the workshop. goborino.com/live is the URL. Keep coming back. There's more information. There's always something new you can learn. Improve every day. Every day there's something new, something you can do to get better, to serve more people, make more money. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Coach Borino signing off. Let's go get him. Bye, everybody.